Alright, so last Friday's clip was scuffed. So we're gonna go over first and foremost, this is gonna be the February week 1 task list, and I'm gonna mark it out with you guys here. So number 1, monthly lesson log and playbook updated. Let's go to my Notion and let's show you guys, was that completed? And the answer is, do you see that right there? No, the answer is no. So we have to mark that out. We have to probably finish that tonight. And then eventually reality transfer, one half of it done. I'm on page 33, and let me show you guys. I know you like it. I'm on page 33, bro. Right here, actually. This one. And there's currently around, let's see, let's do the math here. So yeah, 522 pages, and we're on page 32. 489 pages that I have still yet to read. So, but did I finish reality transfer and one half of it done? No. 2 podcasts completed. Did I finish 2 podcasts? The answer is no. Podcasts, we didn't even listen to a single podcast. Number 3, the monthly lesson log, we started it and then we just never finished it. So for the accounts, let's go over the accounts, and I'm gonna do these later. All right, so let me show you guys the accounts real quick. So this is one account. Currently, you see the balance is 337, and then eventually we have 3 winning days. And then if we go to another account, let's go to this one. We are currently down 171, and eventually we need a winning trading day of 150 profit more. Achieve a profit greater than 0 since your last payout. Active after first payout. Friday. Let me show you guys that real quick. You can see here Friday we took just a little bit of a little $150 win. I didn't show you guys the trade, but here was the trade right here. Basically, we entered off of the 1 minute IPG, and then eventually this little small belly gap, and we entered off of that after we had strong displacement lower, retracement, pushed up. This is what all balance after this one gets a close above. Market should not reach 50%, and it didn't, and eventually reached our buy set objective, and then it reversed after, which is pretty normal. So that was pretty much the trade. And this is the account that is up, and then eventually, no, this is the account that's up. So again, we're up $200 a month. So far, $200 on the week. Last week, again, this trading day should have been locked out on this account because, you know, we had so yeah, on one account we're up 342, and we did the math. You know, again, our main objective is that is my main objective. My main objective is to aim for 4R. And if we pull out the handy dandy calculator again, so let's do this real quick. 1,657. So we need 1,657, and if you divide that by 500 in terms of R, we need at least 3.3 R. Now I even was talking about this in the last vlog too. It was like, bro, all you need is that one good 2R trade and then another one with 1R, and you're there. Basically, you know, you're there. So it's currently Monday, and I took a trade and I won, but we're only up 344, basically 350. Reason for this is I did under risk. I only used 3 micros, and in reality I should have been using at least 5 on a Monday. You know, like, it doesn't make sense. You know, I usually have like a 40-point stop. Reason for this entry was just way too late, and I thought, you know, like, I don't know, I didn't like this entry, and I thought, you know, the market could easily reverse here, and it just didn't really seem high confluence to me. But in reality I should have been probably with 4 to 5 micros, probably 4 micros, to be truly honest. Let me show you guys that real quick. Yeah, pretty much here's the account balance. You can see we're at 344. Here's the trade. It's a negative R type trade. It's like a 0.9, and here is the executions. You can see here we entered around here, and then we trailed the stop loss, and then we hit our take profit from the buy side objective, which we were aiming for. Let's do this, and then yeah, we just got stopped out after right here. You know, now looking at it, bro, like, there's just no way I can request a payout, even if I get my next winning day. It's just like a $150 day. I got at least, again, I'm trying to get to that buffer of like 2% or more. And now looking back at it, I was like, bro, even though it's a good amount, even 687 is a good amount. It's a really good amount, actually, with 4 winning days. I cannot, you know, I need to have at least more. You know, I need to have more than that. And yeah, you know, I just need to keep aiming for more winning days. Yeah, I just wish I would have risked a little bit more. Again, if I'm following the system, following my rules, I'm being disciplined, there should be no fear. It just should be just, you know, straight confidence when I'm trading. I won't lie, I'm currently dealing with like this mental battle of like the first payout. You know, like your first payout's always like the one where you're mentally like, I don't know, I just don't I don't know. I just feel like I'm mentally afraid. I don't know how to put it. Like, I'm just like, it's the same way like whenever you get like a funded account, or like you're on the combine, you're closer and closer to getting the, you're just so focused on the combine and like reaching that profit objective or that profit target. And that's currently what I'm dealing with whenever I'm thinking about the payout. I need one more winning day. But then I'm looking at the account balance. I'm like, bro, this ain't shit in here. Like I'm looking at it. I'm like, bro, even if I do get a $150 day, say I hit like stop loss and break even, stop loss and profit, I mean, it's only going to have like 700, on the account balance. And that's going to be nothing for the payout. It's only going to be like a $300 payout. And then the buffer, suppose we're on our hands all week and we wait for that 2 hour, 3 hour trade. But I'm so focused on that, I would say, like I'm so focused on that I'm just like, I'm not even like mentally, I don't know, like I'm forgetting everything. I'm just thinking about money. I just want to get the first payout, I want to get the first payout out the way. I want to have some credentials like, oh, I made money trading. I don't want to tell nobody, because again, once you start telling people stuff, then that's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. But I'm just focused on that one more winning trade, one more trade. This is for my girl, be mine. I'm gonna just, hit this something calm, I'm gonna pull it out, boom, be mine, type shit, like she gonna be my Valentine. Nice little bouquet, you know what I'm saying? Some slight in the vase too. I'm really about to just study the playbook, finish up the playbook, do any touches if I have to, take my dog to the park, walk my dog, probably come back, study some more, and then that's pretty much really it. I gotta go to work tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Alright guys, it's currently Tuesday morning and no trade today. It's 8:55, better be 9, and I'm about to go to work right now. I was thinking about this, during the reflection last night, and it was like, bro, instead of requesting a payout, why don't we just wait for like the end of the month, and then eventually the maximum loss limit. If we request a payout, like we're up 2R, we're only gonna have like we're up 4R, we're only gonna have basically like 2R of drawdown, which is like 2 trades, and then the account might be cooked, so either we de-risk and we potentially aim to make less for the next payout. So I'm at the wait and see, but I was thinking like there's no rush for getting this payout at all, if I'm being truly honest. There's no rush. I think it's just really more of a mental thing, like I want to like prove it to myself. I don't know, I guess I just want to make money from trading. For my first time making money from trading, proving it to myself. So it's currently Wednesday, and we took no trade yesterday since I was working at 8 a.m., which is 9 a.m. New York time. And then today, I was looking at the charts, still in bed. I was laying in bed the whole time looking at the charts. We didn't find any sort of setup that we would have potentially took with the model. Of course, there was some discretion, but again, just looking at the weekly profile, looking at the daily profile, for me, it looked more bullish than bearish. So then once I realized that, that 1 hour fair value gap and that 15-minute and 30-minute fair value gap was getting disrespected, the market didn't want to sweep the lows, push up higher, reverse. It just want to continue lower to the draw on liquidity. We had no real higher time frame PDRAs other than the higher time frame, SMT, bearish SMT. Then I realized today's just not a good day. Today's not a high probability day for me to be risking capital. So then I realized, walk away. Alright guys, so I'm currently reviewing every single trade that I've took for January, and I'm realizing so many different things that are like repeating and occurring. And one of those things is impatience. Everybody's just trying to rush to make money, rush to make money, rush to make progress, rush to do this, rush to do that, take a trade every single day. They're forcing themselves to do these things. If you have a system and you have something you really, really like, and you've journaled it and you've collected data, and you understand that, okay, it only presents itself really 2 to 4 times per week. Maybe some weeks only twice, maybe some weeks 4 times. You have to really understand the monthly cycle and like how the monthly candle forms and cycle different profiles. But that's a different story, Okay, so today we took one trade. You can see here we entered right there, and then eventually the market went up, faced some drawdown, and then we had this little IVG get respected on the 15-second time frame, and then we pushed on lower, we melted with this gigantic candle, and then we moved the stops to break even because we broke below this low. A fair value gap was left open. We want to see what a smart retracement and then a continuation lower to our sell side objective. You can see that there on the 1 minute time frame, what we just melted right after to our objective. We're really, really close. We're probably going to continue lower. Your honest thoughts about my trade right now. Right, so I entered right here, right? I entered right here, alright? And then the market went up and it faced some drawdown. See, I entered right here. It went up a little, stalled, and then it went down. I moved my stop loss to break even on this candle.
Are you shorting or longing?
I shorted, and then the market came back up, stopped me out, and then it started stalling around, and then melted and reached my first target.
So you haven't sold?
I did. I hit break even. I hit $16 and it locked me out because I only have one trade limit.
But like, that's hard. It's hard to do that though.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of patience.
Update, guys. Look, this is where I entered. This is on the 30-second time frame. This is where I entered. Remember, I got stopped out right there. Move that with this candle, strong distribution lower. Look at the market, bro. Oh my days, bro. This is amount, guys. I'm gonna take the payout on both accounts, even though this one only has 800. I know the balance is gonna be bad, but this one, look at this one. This one's gonna be pretty good, right? The reason I'm doing it, mental needs to be. My mental's fried. I need the payout. I need to reinvest it in more accounts. Just being in a better mindset after the payout, for sure. And just continue to do that. We're not gonna even think about a payout until a certain amount. And of course, using dynamic risk. At first we start small, build our way back up. We eventually keep doing that. Because again, there is no maximum loss limit. It's only your account balance. So.
Ayer no fue, ¿verdad, ma?
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on me taking a small ass payout instead of aiming for a max payout? You think I'm an emotional little boy?
Quite frankly.
To feel like someone
That's how I'm gonna feel later. I'm gonna make a whole edit. I'm gonna make a whole montage. First payout of the entire trading career, bro. First payout. The first payout, you always gotta get the jitters out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like once you're eligible, once you have a good amount, you take it. You take it. You don't look back and you run. You run, and that's really it, bro. This shit is crazy. This shit, never would I have ever thought, like, you know, like in the trading, you know, experience that I've had the past 2 years, I never would have thought it would have been possible to even be able to request a payout to like pass funded accounts, milk these firms, do this, do that, you know, like I always had trouble, you know, keeping accounts. I've always had trouble even like passing accounts. So it just doesn't feel real, bro. It feels unreal doing this shit. I won't even lie to you, man. Yeah, so I decided I am going to take the payout, but we're going to talk about the plans because we have future plans, of course. And this payout is not going to be like the end goal, like the end milestone, like we end this challenge here. Of course, this challenge, we have much more to do. In all due reality, I don't even deserve this payout with the amount of work and effort I've been putting in to these vlogs, to the trading, to the journal, to the playbook, all these other things. You know, I just don't feel like I'm deserving of it, but we're still going to take it and we're going to learn from this, okay? Even if you're winning, even if you're, you know, doing good, there's always room for improvement and there's always room for excellence, you know, even if you don't believe you're deserving of it, which I am currently dealing with. All right, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. I never got the payout. That's first things first. My phone is charging. I did shave a little bit. I did journal the trade. One thing that I didn't do this week though was what I didn't read. That's first and foremost. I didn't meditate every single day. You know, I have to hold myself accountable to these standards, and this is why it's so important. That's why I'm telling you guys, you know, it's very, very important to hold yourself to a high standard, bro. Don't be settling for less, and don't like have high expectations for certain events and certain things to play out. You know, like don't go into the market expecting so much, you know, because then eventually you're gonna force something. And you'll be like, oh, I wanted this to happen. I wanted this. You know, that's one thing I realized for the past 2 weeks that I've been doing really well. It's just like not having any expectations and just lowering my standard to when it comes to like trading. You know, like I don't expect to take a trade every single day. During like today, like CPI, I was like, all right, maybe we might find something that's pretty decent. You know, it's CPI. You know, we're gonna have news, and we didn't have shit. And then yesterday was the best day, and I went break even early. And then the trade before that, I went break even early. And then we're unable to get a payout because the market is closed, and we can only submit them during CME market hours. And if we do get a payout on both accounts, one, we're gonna have $600 in one account and then $400 on the other. So I'm really debating on taking a payout just cause, you know, like I don't think it's worth it, you know. But then in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking like we need to get the jitters out. If we get a payout, we're gonna make money. We're gonna be able to reinvest that money back into more accounts and then potentially making more and eventually again just getting a bigger ROI back. You know, if we take this small amount from like the past 2 to 3 months of trading with this payout and potentially being back in profit and continuing going in the right direction. So just aiming for like a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, and then, you know, you hit one trade, you hit another trade, you hit 3 trades, you're at 600 now, 600, and then you're at like a $1,200 balance. Suppose I'm on, you know, the $600 account and I'm at a $1,200 balance. You know, I hit like 600, 200 twice, you know, 3 times, I mean, Boom, we're at 600. And plus 600, 600. Then we're at 1200. And then, you know, that's 3 winning days. Suppose we get 2 more. Boom, another 200, another 200, 400. And then eventually you just keep going, and you build the buffer back up. And if I do take a payout, that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to de-risk, of course, because I have to. I don't have like 500 or 1% in one account, and then the other I do, but that's only one trade. So de-risking to 200. Payout, I probably won't request another payout for the rest of the month. You know, and those $400 could have made a big difference in terms of payout amount. Plus 400, that would have been 1,000 on one account, and then 800 on another account, and that would have been close to 2K payout. And I'm debating now whether if I should just keep the accounts where they're at and then get a payout. But again, I'm just thinking too much about it, so I'm gonna just do what I feel is best for me and then work my way back up from there. So yeah.